Yo guys, and welcome to ShayanGaming. Today we'll be talking about Ornn, the new champion coming to League of Legends, and the crazy things he can do. Of course, he won't be able to do this in a normal game. Most of you hopefully know that by now, that this is the PvE. So we'll first start off talking about his passive, which is Living Forge. Ornn can basically buy items from anywhere on the map, even if he's here. Or maybe you just want to buy it from here. He can buy anything except for consumables, so you can't buy like potions, wards, and exilers, but that's okay. It's still cool. So let's say he wanted to buy boots. You just click boots when you have enough gold, and bam, you're forging. And I should probably face him this way. And now you got boots. You can freaking run. But there's also a quick access bar over here, which you can click on something, and it will build it as well. And once you build it from here, the menu will update, and now you can build something else. So we built the armor, which can build into Forgefire Cape, or should I say Sunfire Cape. You guys do not know about Forgefire Cape yet. I will get to that in a bit. However, remember, you cannot sell items from wherever you are, so you can't just click on this and click sell. There's no option. You do have to go all the way to the boring base, although it looks pretty cool right now, and then sell your item. So make sure whatever you end up building is actually what you need, and you don't suddenly get maximum amount of items and you can't build anything until you sell it. Otherwise, you're going to have to walk to base like a normal person. Not teleport, pressing the freaking B button. You're probably wondering, what if you're getting attacked by minions? Can you still forge? Well, if the minions bothered attacking me when I'm right here, then I'd be able to tell you. But if you're being attacked by minions or jungle buffs, you can continue forging. You basically just don't care about them, so you're pretty badass like that. Feels bad, man. This also works against Dragon or even the Baron as well. However, against turrets or champions, you unfortunately will not be able to forge. The menu is not even here, as you can see, which is clearly an indication saying, dude, what are you doing? Someone's trying to kill you and you want to build stuff? But if I do this now, no, just would not let me. Now, I just wanted to say something about the passive, which is because you can basically stay in lane forever, I would probably recommend going sustain items. So I've got Grasp of the Undying at the moment as my mastery, because you get to heal from it. And you might want to build Aeons, because you also get health from that as well. I don't know if it's Eons or Aeons. Who cares? And now for the part you've probably been waiting for, which is the best part, the new items. Or should I say MTV is back with Pimp My Items. I mean, they even have cooler names. I mean, look at this. So, as you can see, there's a standard Infinity Edge, which anyone can get. And then suddenly, there's a Molten Edge. And the white text you see is pretty much the upgrade, so the new thing that's happened. So instead of 70 AD, all you get is 30 more AD, which is still pretty good. And all of these upgrades cost 1,000 gold more. So for this it's 1,000 more, this one it's 1,000 more, and you can see in the whitelist that it's boosting those statistics up. Nothing in the description will change. However, there's two exceptions, which is Circlet of the Iron Solari and Salvation. These only cost 500 gold more instead of 1,000 compared to their base item here. So I'll just let you guys quickly see what the differences are. You can pause the video if you want. Yeah, the thing changing here is just the name of the item, Redemption, Salvation. And this one, there's this. Just more armor, more health, more AD, more health, more AP. And yeah, unfortunately this one doesn't give you more AP. That would be insane. More health, more magic resist. I can't even speak right now. And yeah, this is going to be amazing for late game. So if you're playing against if you're playing against a team who has Ornn on their team, you want to make sure you end the game as soon as possible. And remember, all your teammates can buy one of these extra items as well, but they can't obviously build items from wherever they want. But they can buy it, so you'll see ADCs. Well, as an ADC main, I'm definitely going to be going Molten Edge. I can't wait to play with it in game and see how much more OP we become. And I haven't managed to find any way of stopping the forge process when you've actually clicked on something. So let's say I accidentally want to click here to move, and I'm like, oh no, oh wait, what? Oh, while you're moving, it doesn't let you build because it thinks it might be a misclick. That's pretty cool. Unless I'm done something wrong. Oh, I'm so stupid. I meant to left click. Why was I right clicking it? What the hell? Okay, well, let's just stand here. Looks like it was built for us, this platform. Let's get him facing this way. Yeah, I can't seem to find a way of cancelling it. Pressing S, pressing B. Flash doesn't work, and just clicking right click and left click. I tried it. Doesn't work. So make sure you don't accidentally build something you don't want. Now we'll move on to Ornn's E, which is Searing Charge. The charge deals physical damage to enemies on the way, including minions. And if you hit a terrain, you essentially deal increased damage. So you have 1 damage, which is when you're doing the dash, and the second damage is when you hit the terrain. So if someone like a minion is standing, come here minion, that's a good boy. So like this, you're doing damage twice because you're hitting him when you go forward and then hitting him when you hit the wall. And when you hit them in the wall, you knock them up as well. The damage is physical damage and it scales with armor and magic resist. And I haven't explained the Q yet, but the Q essentially gives you terrain. So even if you haven't got a wall, you can eat into it and it acts as a terrain and knocks people up who are around it. And something that is super obvious, you cannot jump over walls because the whole point is you hit terrain. So obviously you can't jump over a terrain if you're supposed to hit the terrain. And when you are hitting a terrain, as you can see, there's a red circle that appears. This doesn't happen normally, and even if you hit your Q, which is a terrain, it doesn't show you the red circle. I don't know why, but it does show you a big explosion. And your E does destroy terrain, and apparently it does destroy enemy terrain as well. So an Anivia wall, it could destroy a Zero wall, or even Talia's ult. So D Trump is gonna super hate this champion. And just in case you're interested, as you level this ability up, the dash damage and shockwave damage does increase with the cooldown going down. Now we'll talk about Ornn's Q, which is Volcanic Rupture. It essentially does physical damage to enemies on the way, and after a while a terrain pops up and lasts there for 4 seconds. That obviously acts as terrain for your E. That completely failed because I took longer than 4 seconds to press it. The Q also slows enemies on the way. If Q however hits an enemy champion, then it will travel a shorter distance. So if I Q over here, it basically stops there. But if I Q now that he's not really in the way, it goes much further. And you can Q over the wall, but remember you can't dash into it obviously. And just so you know, the pillar erupting from the ground doesn't actually do damage. It kind of just appears. And it doesn't move anything away or CC anyone. It just, yeah, literally appears. Best way to put it. However, it is an impassable terrain and they can't move into it once they're out of it. Okay, I have no idea why he just walked through. I think he's just big and his hitbox was out of the area. But as an example, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Actually, it's not going to work. He's just going to move as soon as I hit him. I wanted to show the terrain. Actually, what if we do this? Let's try and build a wall. Okay, I don't know why some of it's going greater distance, but he shouldn't be able to... Oh, wait. Let's do this. Can he... No, he has to walk around, pretty much. If he does appear on top of it when it first appears, then that's okay. He can walk out of the wall. But if he's not, if he's like over here, then he can't go through. And once again, in case you're interested, leveling it up increases the damage, the slow, lowers the cooldown, and increases the mana cost. Now we'll talk about Ornn's W, which is Bellows Breath. So as soon as you press it, depending on where your mouse is facing, you will walk unstoppably in that direction, dealing fire. And this fire deals magic damage, which actually does damage to the current health. So 15% of the enemy's current health it'll do as magic damage, which is pretty good against tank. It also shields you, scaling with your maximum health, which is very useful. And just so you know, there literally is no way of changing direction. I'm trying to click somewhere else, but just nothing can happen. You will go there no matter what. And the shield does actually last a bit longer after the animation of the W is gone. And as you can see, there's a final flame that happens, and this final flame actually makes them brittle. So I think, yeah, that's what it is. And this lasts for 6 seconds, and I will tell you just soon what brittle does. So if you immobilize someone who is brittle, then the duration of the immobilization will last 30% longer, and you also deal 9% of their maximum health as magic damage. Now, what exactly does count as an immobilizing effect? Well, knocking them in the air does, and as you know, if they're against a wall and you do this, which is like, okay, that did not work. Let's just brittle him again. Let's put our Q here, which is terrain. He's not going to walk to it, but, oh, bloody hell. Stand near the terrain. Alright, wait, I think we can trick him. Come on, he's a bot, we can do this. Oh, bloody hell. Well, there is another way of actually showing this. As soon as you auto-attack a brittle target when you're on, you knock them back, and this knockback does count as immobilizing effect, because it, as you can see above his name, it says he's airborne. And that's exactly what would happen if you E him next to a terrain. And that attack will, yeah, as I said, increase the duration of him being knocked in the air somehow, just defying gravity. but also you will deal max health damage to them. I mean a percent of their max health, not obviously their whole health. That would be kind of OP. Slowing them with your Q does not count as immobilizing. So if I press my Q, the symbol of being brittle is still there. So we'll just hit him now. Finally, I got it to work using our Q, and we got a flash out of it. Hashtag worth. And just in terms of the item I just mentioned, I mean not the item, the icon that's above their head saying that they're brittle. This doesn't appear for minions, so you can't see the icon, but they are actually brittle. I think this is just to stop spam. I mean, well, icon spam, because if there's loads of minions, you'll just see loads of those items, and that could probably be quite frustrating. And just a very quick combo with W would be, once you've got them brittle, if they're running away, just press your Q to slow them, and then you can reach up and auto attack them to get the brittle effect on. Well, to consume the mark. And once again, if you're interested in about what happens when you level it up, the percent max health, well, percent current health damage goes up, minimum damage goes up, cooldown goes down, and mana cost goes up. And as you can see, at max level, you still only get 12% of your max health as the shield, but obviously at max level, you'll probably have a lot more health, so it does add up. And now we'll talk about the ultimate ability, which is the ultimate ability, Call of the Forge God. You essentially summon a lava elemental, which is what it's called, that deals magic damage to enemies on the way and slows them for 2 seconds, and it applies brittle to them. The lava elemental can run through walls because it's a hacker. Freaking hackers these days. You can also reactivate R to headbutt it in a direction that you want. So if I press R again, I can headbutt it that way, and you can actually, well, completely hit it to the side like that, and you can actually boost it to go backwards. So even though it's coming this way, you can stand here and hit it in the ass. And when you headbutt the elemental, on the way back it deals magic damage again, and it consumes the brittle mark if they have had brittle. So Cho'Gath over here is going to have the brittle mark, and oh wait, what am I doing? I was meant to headbutt. For some second I thought I had to do something else, but okay. Brittled, and he gets knocked up because it consumes the mark and it applies brittle again. So now you could just auto attack him. That completely failed, took too long. But here we go again. He's brittled. We knock it. Oh, bloody hell. Alright, he's brittled. We knock back and he gets knocked up. And he's still brittled. We can do this and boom. All good. And then if we want to brittle him for a third time, we can W, but not miss like I did over here. Now, you might notice that when you're headbutting it, you are technically dashing. But the dash doesn't work to jump over walls. That's probably a bad spot that I showed it. Let's show it over here. Yeah, it does not work. Now I'm trying to figure this out. For some reason it's confusing me a bit. But when the elemental's on its way, does it give vision or not? I mean, you kind of see stuff clearly, but I don't know if that's just light on the elemental or if it's actually vision. I'm pretty sure it probably is a bit of vision, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend wasting your ult as a ward. Just buy a control ward. Yeah, that's always a good idea. Apparently, Yasuo's wall will not stop the elemental because it's not a projectile. It has feelings too. No, but the elemental is apparently immune to CC as well. I mean, I don't think you can actually click on it or attack it. It kind of just comes. So, yeah. And I believe it will go straight through Azir or Tyre's wall because, yeah, it's not like a thing. It's just there. And once again, if you're interested in knowing, leveling up, which you'll probably do anyway, but increase damage, increase the slow, and decrease the cooldown, which is always our favorite thing about leveling up ultimates. I don't know if I actually mentioned the slow, but yeah, it does slow as well. 390, 257, damn. And for those who are interested in knowing what each ability is like at maximum level without any items, just so you can see the base damage and slows, etc., I'm just gonna show you over here. You can pause the video if you want. Oh no, we're missing his great show. His dance is pretty cool, but yeah, this is his E. Here's the ultimate, and his passive if anything really changes, which doesn't really. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up. It will be super appreciated, and subscribe if you haven't already. And see you guys in the next video. Adios.